You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 429 of Podketeers. This week we talk about the D23 Expo, the panels that are coming, what we hope to see, what we hope to hear. Since D23 is also kicking off the 100-year celebration, we try to go through the poster that's going to be given out at the D23 Expo, and we try to list all of the properties that are depicted throughout the poster. We'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that we talk about in this episode, and you can join the conversation over on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Just search for Podketeers, but we'd love for you to join our Discord server. Joining the community is super easy. Head on over to podketeers.com/429 and click on the Discord logo, or you can head on over to Instagram and click on the Discord logo in our pinned IG story, and within a couple of clicks, you'll be a part of the community. Remember that if you have any questions about signing up, please feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to help you out. A very special thank you goes out to an awesome group of people known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. As part of the FGP Squad family, you get some additional perks like exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, additional content like the Podketeers after show, and access to our happy hour calls, just to name a few. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to check out podketeers.com/FGP. And as always, a super special thank you goes out to the FGP Squad for their continued support. So that's it. We're going to kick off this episode. D23 is just days away. If you can't make it out to the expo, remember that they are streaming it this year, so you'll be able to watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or the D23 website. And if there's any announcements that you would like to hear this year, join the conversation over on Discord. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So that's it. It's time to get this episode going. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. We hope that you enjoyed the episode and that you come back for more. And of course, if you've been hanging with us for some time now, welcome back, friends. Here is episode 429 of Podketeers.
Was that it? Did we get
That was it.
it? Sounded perfect.
We got it. I know, we got it.
Who?
You know why?
Because
You
it
know
has
why?
the juice.
It's got the juice.
Can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
It's corntastic.
Have a corntastic day. That's how we'll end it. We'll
Right?
tell everybody now we're ending it with a corntastic day.
Well, I guess the excitement levels are up because, you know, it's the final countdown. D23 is rapidly approaching. And, you know, after, it's a 3-year hiatus at this point? 2 years?
Mhm.
3 years now?
3 years, yeah, because now it's on
Yeah.
an even year. It used to be on the odd year.
Yep.
And, you know, obviously there's a lot of speculation about some of the things that we're going to hear. We'll be talking about that later on in the episode. But, you know, last week I had the opportunity to congratulate a cast member that I happily follow on Instagram. You know, I think it's a great account. They recently got the Disney Legacy Award. But then we got a text message from Andrew earlier. Andrew, tell us what that text message said.
Oh, yeah, we've got 2 other friends of the show, friends of ours, that are also received the Legend Award. So, you know, huge congratulations to Manuel and Esteban. I mean, I've known both of them almost 10 years now.
Oh,
I think,
yeah,
Melissa.
definitely a decade.
And it's amazing that both of them got the award in the same year, in the same like round and everything. It was quite amazing to see, and congratulations to both of them. They couldn't be more deserving people.
Oh, definitely.
They both just exude the Disney spirit.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
2 of the
They
most
do.
magical people you could ever meet. Like, it was awesome. It was awesome to learn that they got it. So, yeah, we're all happy for them. Congrats.
Yeah. So congratulations to both of them as well. You know, as we mentioned last week, the Disney Legacy Award is something super special because it's not just something that the Walt Disney Company hands out. It's something that you get nominated for by your peers. You know, other cast members are the ones nominating you for like you said, exuding the magic, right? For being such a magical person that, you're deserving of this award. So congratulations, Esteban and Manuel. Amazing, amazing accomplishment. I mean, it's a happy way to start, right? I
Yeah, it
love it.
totally
I
is.
love it. All right, so with the D23 Expo coming up this week, one of the things that I think people were a little confused about was how they were going to distribute panels, right? Because in the past, at least for the last expo, we had the opportunity to go in and select the passes that we wanted, and we were able to kind of create our own itinerary, which I think was great. It was a huge
helpful.
upgrade. Yeah, it was super helpful. It was an upgrade over previous expo years. And so we were pretty happy because we thought, all right, well, cool. They're learning, they're adding new technology and everything. Can't wait till the next expo where they kind of work on this a little bit more. So this expo rolls around, and they ended up offering a way to select panels and presentations and things that you wanted to attend, but you weren't guaranteed any of them. It was kind of a lottery system. And so I think a lot of people were confused because as they were selecting what they wanted, you were able to select, panels from each stage. You were able to select some of the giveaways, some of the signings. And I think the understanding for a lot of people out there was that you were selecting what you wanted, and D23 was going to send you some itinerary saying, like, okay, well, these are all the things you can do. And what it turned out to be was you got basically one of those things per day.
Yeah.
I think the one that burned some people a little bit was the fact that the giveaways that they're doing for like the Pixar balls and stuff like that also counted as one of those lottery slots that you could get. So instead of a panel, you ended up getting like a Pixar ball giveaway. Right, which, I mean, I like the Pixar balls. I like the giveaways that they've done at D23 before. But, I mean, that's not equivalent to a panel.
No.
Agreed. Not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, Andrew, you got your email this week
I
for
did.
the presentations and stuff that you were, that you had selected. What was your understanding going into this? How surprised were you at the email? And overall, are you content with what they selected for you?
Yeah, so I knew it was a lottery going in, but what I thought I was signing up for was at least one from each section if they were available. So, all right, the big panels, Hall D23, I know everybody's going to select both of those. So I wasn't expecting to get, one of those per day or even one of those at all. But then there was, two other stages, plus the talent pass, plus the giveaways, and I figured, okay, we'll get one from these each, or a smattering depending on how many things are available, what times conflict, blah blah blah. Because you got to pick 5 options in some cases on those panels. So I was anticipating getting maybe 3 or 4 things per day. Is what I was anticipating seeing in the email, and seeing one per day. I got the text from you, Heyzen. Have you gotten your things yet? And I said, I haven't checked. And so I looked, I was like, oh, yep. Okay. One per day. Interesting. I'm fairly content with, my wife and I split up the picking of, she picked some and I picked some, of the things, ones that she wanted to do more, ones that I wanted to do more, and it ended up being all the ones that I picked, so I feel kind of bad.
No.
But I think we'll both enjoy them either way. I ended up with, let's see, let me bring up the email here. On a Friday, the inside look at the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. I can't talk today, apparently. And then I did get a Hall D23 on Saturday. Disney's Epic Entertainment Showcase, the musical, The Extravaganza. I really am not sure what that is. I just remember you could select both of the options in the hall that day, and I did, and
Why
I got
not?
that one. So it's a musical. I like musicals. I like extravaganzas. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think they put anything too boring in Hall D23. I think that's the coveted one, so I think we'll be fine no matter what. and then conversations with Disney character voices on Sunday. So that one was probably my number one that I wanted to get. I'm huge into voice actors, and I think it's a fun thing, and knowing who they are and stuff like that. So that's one of my favorite things. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of looking into how this is going to work. Are we able to get into other panels? Yada yada yada. And it looks like there will be standby queues for these other panels, dependent on how booked they were, if everybody shows up, XYZ. I don't know what, some people got just Pixar balls, so I'm assuming they filled all the slots for all the panels, which is kind of bizarre, but it is what it is. But we're hoping to at least get into a couple more each day, because there's plenty to do, and if you're only putting people in one thing per day, that floor is going to be real busy if people are only able to get into one thing per day. But yeah, so I'm excited to see. I don't know if excited's the right word. Curious to see how this all plays out. It kind of feels like being doing some play tests in real time, like in real life, when it kind of matters, because this only happens once every other year. I was pretty content with how it worked in the past expos. I was very content with how it worked the first one I went to. In 2011, they're like, all right, you go to Stage Pass and you get your little pass, and then come back for another one. And you didn't really book up until till later that day. And, they just kind of was like fast passes, similar, trying to make it less, everything digital, and I get it. But it is kind of stinky that you only get one per day, and hoping that we can still make it to other things in either a standby queue or something. Hopefully we find out more, because even like the shops are going virtual queue, so it's going to be interesting this year.
That was an interesting change this year.
Yeah,
they kind of had something like that already, because you did have to queue yourself. You had to essentially get like a ticket or something to be able to get in, right? So you were kind of queuing yourself before.
On some of them, not all, like, so this is like, from what I'm reading, all of the Disney run stores are virtual queue. So that's the Expo shop, the Mickey's of Glendale, plus the Mickey's of Glendale pin store, the Exporium, the Expo. I'm sorry, Emporium. That's the one outside.
That's the new name, the
Emporium, the Exporium, and I think it's the Dream Store or something, if they have that this year.
Yeah.
All of the Disney run large stores are all virtual queue. And it says, if you're going and you haven't been receiving these or seeing stuff, they want you to have both the D23 app and the Disneyland app, and be signed in on both of them to be able to deal with the virtual queue system.
Wait, so you need two?
You need two apps. You need the D23 official app and the Disneyland app. It seems like you're going to be logging in through the D23 app, and then they're using the Disneyland virtual queue system to place you in a virtual queue, is what I understand reading this. It's very complicated.
It sounds complicated, like much more than the previous expos. I'm just afraid of like no reception.
I know last time, like, the Wi-Fi in there was horrible.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because you were so deep in the convention center, most people's phones couldn't even get good service.
Right. You couldn't post, and I remember all of that. Oh, geez.
I was with Verizon last time. I'm with T-Mobile now, so I'm a little worried. We'll see what happens. My wife has Verizon, though, so it's fine. But
covered.
Well, we got both our bases. We'll see. But they are doing it. It looks like 6 a.m. is when you're able to get your virtual queue to attempt to get into virtual queue You can start at 6 in the morning, and then another round at 1 o'clock.
Oh, so it's like
Is-
Rise of the Resistance.
It's the same.
The
They're
same
using
thing.
the same thing. They're using the Disneyland app, and you're gonna so it's like you click through and it takes you to the Disneyland app.
The
So it's gonna be
anxiety.
interesting to say the least to see if we get into any of the stores. That'll be but hey, if we don't have any panels to go to, I guess I've got time to try and get signal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been getting the question a lot, am I going this year? And the answer is I still don't know. I do have a ticket. I do have, a way to get in all 3 days. I did go through the sign-up process just in case, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling that morning. So, I mean, it's kind of a roulette at this point, but, I didn't get the Legends panel. Obviously Legends has always been one of the things that I like to get. And I think for most people, they'll hear me say that and say, well, you're not going because, you're being capricious about it. It's like, no, I'm not going because I just don't want to have to stand in line. Like, I just don't like the crowds right now. That's just, and there's a chance I might go for a few hours, but it's all going to depend on how I'm feeling. It's all going to depend on what the crowds are like. And if it gets to a point where I'm just like, I just don't feel well, I'm just going to leave. It's not,
Dude,
I want to be able to enjoy the expo,
Yeah.
but there's so many hurdles being set up that I feel like it's going to be really difficult to try to enjoy the expo.
It's going to be difficult Friday, and I'm very sorry. I really hope the weather was going to be different, but it is going to be horrible. Horrible.
That heat outside, yeah.
Being outside in the morning, it's humid. So my heart goes out to every cosplayer, everyone who's been working on outfits, things that they've been wanting. It's been 3 years, so you kind of miss having to get dressed up, having to cosplay, having to, just have fun. But honestly, like, I get wiped out and I'm not in the sun as much. And it's like, I just hope everyone finds a way to stay cool, because, may the force be with you all. So that's all I could say.
Yeah, hopefully the previous year, at least the 2019, was it 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
2019.
yeah, 2019, they had the line in the basement of the Hilton,
Yeah.
where you lined up, and so that's air conditioned. So hopefully that continues. Or I know the convention center has expanded a little bit too. They've been doing some work, so maybe there'll be a line on an interior of the convention center. Who knows? It's all up in the air. We'll follow the signs when we get there. But they seem to be trying to keep people from being outside.
Yeah.
So hopefully that continues, because the years prior where it was just like, all right, the line is out here and it's atrocious. So I hopefully we're in the same situation. So here's praying, because I'm gonna be having a suit jacket on. So,
I mean, I can
right
take
now
it just thinking about you wearing that. Yeah, and then on Saturday, the craziest thing is that on Saturday it's supposed to rain.
It is topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
It is so weird. Thor
So-
apparently is going to make an appearance outside, so
That would be so awesome if he did. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting weekend, and I think the biggest change that's happening, obviously, is that they're going to be live streaming the expo. And so, some of the people that I talked to that told me they were feeling the same way essentially said, you know what, I'm just not going to go. I'd rather lose the money and then just, watch it on YouTube or something. And I completely understand that, because I'm close to making that decision myself. And here's the thing. I know people that have offered to get me into the Legend ceremony, because they either have a +1 or because, they're able to, get me in. And I don't know if I'm going to take them up on the offer, because I've been to the previous ones before, and yes, it's super magical to be a part of it, but man, you get to have a front row seat and it looks so good on the screen. You're seeing what they're saying. You don't have to, peek over people's devices, and I don't know. There's
and you
a
get
part
to
of me
sit
that
comfortably.
I know. I get to be in my PJs.
That too.
Just wearing some shorts or something, and I don't know.
You
the
have
thing
options.
that I do, the thing that I will say, I will totally miss about D23 if I chose not to go this year is the camaraderie and the people that I've had a chance to meet, because there's a lot of people in the Disney community that, one, I either haven't seen in years because I only knew them from going to the parks and, from hanging out with them there and stuff.
Right.
Or they live so far away that they only come down for stuff like the expo. And so I think that's what I'm going to miss the most, having an opportunity to hang out with people, going out to have some food or a drink or something after, or hopping to the park, which, unless you have a reservation, isn't an option this year anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's so many things that just feel so different about this expo. I want to be clear that I'm doing my best not to complain, right? But at the same
Right.
time, I think I'm also working at grasping the reality that things are just different now. And the Disney experience, the way that we knew it, has changed, and we have to change along with it if we want to be able to enjoy, the parks and the experience again. And so I think I just fully haven't reached, terms with being able to enjoy the Disney experience somehow, just because it's been so up in the air for me over the last year that the expo, although I'm so excited about it, I feel like I'm more excited about just watching it, from the comfort of my couch. If that makes any sense.
But Walt's plane.
But Walt's playing, yeah. I'm telling you, there's so many things that I want to be able to see in person. More importantly, I want to see Andrew, because I haven't seen him in forever. At least at least
I think since
in person.
the last expo, I think is the last in-person
time
I've seen.
The
Yes.
last expo I think was the last time. You're right. Larry I saw at least once in the park after that. And then Mel, I've seen you multiple times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Andrew, it's been a long time. And so if anything, it would be, just to, say hi to Andrew and everything.
If you got a good hour, drive on down, say hi to Andrew.
It's a good road trip. We could go get burritos at that place.
There we go.
I like it. All right, so let's talk about some of the stuff that's happening at D23 and some of the things that, are exciting about the expo. Obviously, all the panels that are going to be happening, we can talk a little bit about that. But I want to talk about this poster that they released because they are going to be giving this out at the expo. It is the official kickoff for the Disney 100 celebration. Eric Tan was the designer of this amazing poster. The poster that we're talking about, I posted it on our Discord. It is a poster of Mickey with the castle and a whole bunch of characters and Easter eggs and all sorts of stuff in the background. I want to try to go through all of the things that are in this poster to see if we can determine what everything is. One, there was a few surprises in here that I wasn't expecting to see. So I want to talk about those. And two, I want to speculate, or I want your opinions on if you think these are announcements that we're going to be getting, or if this is just a way for Disney to celebrate these properties over the last 100 years. Obviously, we're going to start with the icon front and center. We're talking about Mickey Mouse, black and white Mickey, obviously. You're taking it all the way back. Mickey, interesting right now because he's... when does he enter public domain if Disney doesn't do anything about it? Next year?
I think it's next year or the next following year.
Yeah, it's got to be because it's 100 years.
It's 100 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next year, yeah.
Okay, so, obviously, I'm sure Disney's going to do something about that. Winnie the Pooh was recently put into the public domain. I'm sure Mickey's not going to suffer the same fate. I'm sure Disney's going to do something about that. But Mickey, front and center, Obviously, behind him is the castle, an icon for the parks. Right behind or right above his head, what is that black symbol that's above his head?
I think that's just a detail. I don't know. I didn't count if that counted or not. I'm zooming in.
It feels like it belongs to something.
It looks okay. Gosh, please,
Deadpool. I don't know.
It looks kind of
Deadpool.
something from Star Wars, but I have no idea either.
It does look Star Warsy.
It does.
It does look Star Warsy.
Mhm.
All right, let's come back to that one because I'm not sure what that is. But I'm going to put a pin in that one and say that it is somehow Star Wars related. Okay? Let's see. So, Mickey, we're celebrating 100. Right above that symbol, there's a window. There's a candle. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Beauty and the Beast.
Tangled.
Perfect.
At last they see the light. Now we're talking about Encanto. This candle, obviously, the magical candle, that Mirabel is trying to protect in the film. There's been a lot of speculation about the parks, possibly getting some kind of Encanto thing. Tarzan's treehouse is still covered up right now. There was some speculation about it possibly also becoming, some kind of Encanto thing. Thoughts on this one?
Something.
Do you think it's an Easter egg? Oh, what? On the
I found out what it is. No, the symbol that's right above.
Oh, I just found it too. I was just writing it down. Go ahead, Mel.
It's Ahsoka's symbol.
It's like her
Ahsoka
face.
Tano's.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
No,
it
don't
looked like
cheat.
something.
Don't search for it.
No, I'm searching for it.
No, we have to try and guess them.
I'm doing my
No, we're on
homework
a
here.
time crunch here.
No,
Okay.
this is fun.
Well, keep going.
All right.
This is
all right,
fun.
all right, all right.
Okay.
Okay. So, speculation. Do you guys think Encanto's coming to the park, and do you think Tarzan's treehouse will be replaced with something Encanto?
Oh, yes.
Double yes. I mean, we already saw Bruno is at Oogie Boogie Bash. If you haven't seen that, so that's one thing that's already happened. So I don't see what else could be going into Tarzan's treehouse. So I'd have to
something from the jungle. There you go.
I'm on the side of the Encanto bandwagon.
Awesome. All right, so let's make our way up a little bit. Above that window, we see the original creation of Walt Disney and Ub Iwerks, the predecessor to Mickey Mouse. Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get more Oswald? There's been rumors that we've are supposed to get some kind of Oswald show or something. Like what they've been talking about.
Yeah,
this
it'd be nice to
That'd
have
be
Oswald
cute.
Shorts or maybe even in the the Mickey Mouse shorts or something. Would be cool to include Oswald in that. I wouldn't see he would fit just fine. I think in there with like an updated, modernized look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 2 hour left. Oswald's right. We see a ring there. Obviously, that is Tron related. It looks like the
data disc.
Data disc. Yeah, I was going to call it a light disc for some reason. And then on the opposite side of that, what is that? It's a star with a circle.
So that's a sheriff's badge.
Oh.
That's
Is it Woody?
It's got to be Woody or some other sheriff property. I mean, we've had the Lone Ranger in the past. We've had kind of stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be the Lone Ranger. That movie flopped real hard. So it's got to be Woody. We had a Buzz Lightyear movie. Maybe we're having a Woody movie now.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't know how many properties are duplicates in here. And so if it is Woody, it would be interesting to see a movie with Woody, especially since Buzz is a part of this poster.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, interesting.
I mean, it could be Frontierland. It could be. I mean, there's all kinds of it's definitely a sheriff star in my eyes. I don't know what else it would be. Is it the Pixar ball? Not really, no, because it's
no.
No, the Pixar ball's actually there.
Is it earlier? I'm really zoomed in right now. So
no, it's in there. Yeah, it's in there.
So that's what it looks like to me. Is definitely a sheriff's star.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, speculation is now that for us that it's something Woody related. If you want to speculate before the expo to see if we were right, or if you have any other ideas, join the conversation over on Discord. Let us know what you think that circle and star is right next to Oswald. On that same side, right on the spire, you see a black design there. That, I'm pretty sure, is Raya's sword.
I would agree.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in agreement
Riot
on that one.
TV show. I don't know.
The Riot TV show. Hey.
I mean, Tangle's had it. There's been plenty of... and I think Tiana's getting a show on Disney Plus. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I mean, just remember the 90s, early 2000s, there was like the Little Mermaid show and the Tarzan show and the, they showify
Aladdin,
everything.
everybody.
So Aladdin, everybody
Very
had
true.
one. So why not a Raya show?
Yeah, very true. All right, so the other side, super interesting to me because the other spire has Sora's Keyblade.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Are we getting
Hearts
Kingdom Hearts in
movie.
the parks?
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. I mean,
Well, no, we already know Kingdom Hearts whatever was announced. So, right? Wasn't the new Kingdom Hearts announced?
4,
Yes.
Yeah, it was announced.
So it could just be that is coming next year or whatever. That could be just in relation to this is coming. Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming already. Not necessarily they're announcing stuff, but this could be including stuff that is, already in the works. Like the data disc we didn't really even talk about. That's probably Tron, the coaster at
Coming
Walt
to
Disney World.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, but it's at least coming at Walt Disney World next year sometime, in theory. So that I think some of these are probably announced projects that are happening within the Walt Disney 100 company 100 celebration.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my party pooper answer.
Thanks.
It does kind of seem. I mean, they are celebrating everything Disney, right? So it's true. It could be something that's coming to one of the other parks, not just Disneyland. I think we're inclined to think Disneyland most of the time, especially with the big Epcot, Spaceship Earth, up at the top of this poster. You can clearly tell that it's other parks, not just Disneyland proper. So you're right, and especially considering that they're doing the games panel this year. They very well could have additional footage from Kingdom Hearts 4. Do I want it to be that the characters are coming to the parks and they're somehow coming to California Adventure? I'll even settle for California Adventure. I don't even care if they're not at Disneyland. But is that what I want? Yes. Is it what we're getting? I think Andrew's right. I think they're just going to show us more game footage from the game. But either way,
I mean, it's just because
so.
there's a couple other things in here that are definitely things that have been announced or are things that are currently existing. So we'll get to those later. But
yeah. All right, so at the top of the tower with the Keyblade, we see Stitch peeking out from the back.
That's Angel.
No.
Yeah, it is.
That's Angel.
Eyelashes.
I
really
should have
zoomy.
zoomed in more. I'm looking at this tiny thing over here. You are correct.
I'm so zoomed in.
All right. Cool. All right. And on the opposite tower, we have Remy. All right. Hanging from the other tower is this crazy-looking monkey thing.
That's a monkey.
Animal Kingdom? I don't
Monkey.
Is that what it
like
is?
an
Animal
elephant?
Kingdom?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Interesting. All right, well, put a pin in that one. I want to know. Since now we know the other symbol's Ahsoka, let's move the pin over to the crazy-looking monkey.
Monkey.
All right, so we move up to the main tower, and we see Maleficent.
Of course.
Maleficent 3?
Are we getting a Maleficent 3? Is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
know. Are we speculating? Isn't that what we're speculating?
No.
That
Is that
these mean?
is that what? Yeah, is that your speculation? Is that what we're saying?
I mean,
here?
why not?
Maleficent 3?
Maleficent 3.
Maleficent
No.
the series.
Maleficent, yeah, exactly. Probably more than
Coming
likely.
to Disney Plus,
That's more like it, I'm sure.
where it all began. All right, so behind Maleficent, we have Spaceship Earth. We already know that there's a lot of changes coming to Epcot, so that makes a lot of sense.
And there were some announced changes to Spaceship Earth that didn't actually happen and were rolled back, so it could be the re-announcement that those things are happening as well.
True.
Those that were announced, and they're like, oh, never mind, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Right up at the top, we have Tinkerbell doing her little star ping, like we've seen her do in openings before over the castle. To our right, we see Dumbo coming up this like yellow swishy thing. Just below that, we have Eve. Below that, we have... What is the name of the ship in front of Cosmic Rewind? I forgot the name of it.
I don't remember.
Something the... Oh, I had it. I don't know. Cosmic Rewind Express. I don't know. That's like the Planet Express. It's the Nova.
It's a Nova Corps ship.
Star
That's
Blaster.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's called Star Blaster.
Okay. I couldn't remember what it was called. But yes, this ship is what's outside in the Wonders of Xandar Pavilion, right outside the Cosmic Rewind attraction. So it makes sense that that's on here. Orange Bird.
Yay, the Orange Bird. I like the Orange Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staple.
The ship underneath that is
TIE Fighter.
That's a TIE Fighter, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a TIE Fighter.
Is this because of Andor?
Oh.
It could be. It's a TIE Fighter. So, yeah, we'll have to see.
Probably.
Why not? I mean, also, we're kind of in that general area there, right? A little up and to the left. There's the training ball from Star Wars as well. Right there near the castle.
That's the one that
I
Grogu
forgot
was
what that
using,
was.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's in
like
A
shoots
New
at you?
Hope. Yeah, that's the shoots at you ball. Like in New Hope, Luke does it and do it with your eyes closed kind of thing. So that's what that
Alright.
is. So there's a decent amount of Star Wars references on this.
Well, I guess
poster
I
for
was
sure.
wrong about properties not getting duplicated on here, unless each one of those is a different Star Wars show or movie that they're symbolizing.
Yeah, because
Oh,
if we pull over to the other swoopies, I think we're done with that side swoopies, right?
Yeah, I was
Was it
going to
the
go
last
down, but
swoopy?
let's go to the other swoopies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go to the other swoopies.
Because you got right there, the top in the yellow, that's a Mighty Akron, I believe.
That's from Avatar?
From Avatar.
From Cheater movie?
Yeah. And so that, we got 4 more of those coming.
Oh, boy.
So
okay.
that's got to be what that is. And we got a good old Buzz Lightyear. Lightyear came out. It could be Buzz Lightyear, another animated show. Who knows? It's Buzz Lightyear. People just like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And then is this
That's a
Boba
Slave One,
Fett's?
isn't it?
Yeah, Boba Fett's ship. Yeah. And then the Great Gonzo.
Yeah!
Down there.
That means the Muppets coming to Frontierland. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Right?
And then the ship below that, I am not sure what that is. Like it kind of looks like a Gungan ship, but I think it's not a Gungan ship. I think it's a Marvel ship of some sort.
You know what it looks like from the top? It looks like Mando's new ship.
Oh, you know what? That's what it is. I just
Is it?
found it. Yeah, that's Mando's new ship.
I don't know what it's called.
So it is a Gungan fighter, I'm pretty sure. That's what it was. Remember in Star Tours, and you go underneath, and there's the Gungan city, and then you come up, and then that
yes.
yellow ship, bam,
Yes.
it's that one.
Dude,
it's that
good
one.
eye in memory.
Nice. Nice.
That's one of my
nice.
favorite
Okay.
Star Tours scenes. It's fun.
That's
I mean,
cool.
it's cool that it's also connected to the swishy that's connected to Grogu.
Yeah, Grogu's just sitting right down there in his little bassinet, floaty bassinet. And then, let's see, wrapping near Grogu, we got a tentacle coming out from the bottom water there. I don't know, is this the Kraken? Is this an octopus? I don't know what this is. It's something.
Well, if you look, okay, so this one's a little confusing because if you see
it goes
the
all the
tentacle,
way down.
it goes all the way down, and it looks like it's wrapped around what looks like the Nautilus.
That's what I think.
exactly
Yeah.
what that is.
So it's the sea
100%.
serpent?
Or are we getting 20,000 Leagues?
Yeah, are they doing a 20,000 Leagues Disney Plus movie or show or whatever?
Series?
Didn't they
One or
say
the
they
other.
were trying to revive 20,000 Leagues at some point?
I mean, it was very, very popular at the time, so I wouldn't see why not. Who's directed by, I don't know, Robert Downey Jr. or something, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, right there next to the Nautilus, we got a mermaid tail. Is that what we're looking at there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a plant for a second.
I did too, and then I was like thinking about it again.
It's
I
not
was like,
Seymour.
it's yeah. Feed me.
That's funny.
I guess if we continue through the water, there's a Jungle Cruise boat.
Yeah.
And this
Which
is
one?
a Jungle Cruise attraction boat. It's the Zimbabwe.
The queen
Nile.
of the smoke stacking water by the hippos and the crazy monkey.
This is the classic 50s Jungle Cruise boat style with the white and red tarp. So it doesn't tell us much. Jungle Cruise boat. I don't know. Jungle Cruise movie.
Classic
something
Jungle
coming to
Cruise
Jungle
confirmed.
Cruise. Yes, exactly. Rethemed. Then we got Moana's boat next to that.
Yes.
So we do have Moana, the Moana attraction coming to Epcot soon. Moana the Way of Water. So it could be that. There could be a Moana series again. All of these princess and other properties could just have a series on Disney Plus. This could be the Disney Plus poster for all we know.
Oh, that's true.
And then next to that we have a dolphin. I think there is if I'm not mistaken, I remember possibly reading about a Disney nature dolphin film possibly announced. Is that something I made up? Possibly, I don't know.
There was one
We'll
some
roll
time
with it.
ago.
Or maybe there's an old Disney nature dolphins and they're doing Dolphin 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Well, Disney Nature did something called Dolphin Reef. I remember that one because Natalie Portman was the narrator.
Oh, okay. I mean, it could just be general dolphin. Who knows?
Or they're bringing back Flipper somehow. It's ours
Hey.
now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we bought Flipper. I mean, do they own Flipper? I don't know what they own now.
Let's see. Who owns Flipper? Now I want to know.
MGM has Flipper.
All right. Well,
and Universal. So
all right. I guess that's not
Production.
coming.
production company, The Bubble Factory. That's fun.
Boom. Now we know.
Thanks, Google. So next to said dolphin, we have
Alberto
Finding
and
Nemo.
Luca.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. Alberto and Luca from Luca. So let's say it with me now. Luca series on Disney Plus.
No. Luca, Alberto, and
2.
Luca coming to the submarine voyage.
You think that's what it is? A retheme of the submarine voyage that they just
I don't even think it's a
finished
retheme. I think
fixing?
they're just going to put them somewhere. Because
Oh,
recently
okay.
they redid all the coral. They made everything look super vibrant.
And they added a
right?
Hank.
And they added a Hank. And, you know,
Hank
they made some
Azaria
changes.
just sitting there on a rock,
I think
doing
I
his
think-
Simpson voices.
there could be
Sorry.
a section. I think there could be a section where, you know, they carve a little out for some characters from Luca.
Yeah.
It would be interesting, Jim Gaffigan's in that movie. I like Jim Gaffigan. He plays the dad.
Jim Gaffigan also likes Hot Pockets.
He does. I like Hot Pockets.
I like Hot Pockets, too.
He also had a donut ham hamburger joke, which is one of my favorite jokes of all time. But anyway, donut ham hamburger, if anybody knows that. But yeah, behind them we do see the Finding Nemo sub. So that could be just the retheme and that's, reopened. It could be the Luca thing. Who knows? There's all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Aside from Eric Tan's tagging on the castle wall right there, I think that's the Andor symbol. It's not the ship. The ship has to be something else because I think that's the symbol from the Andor logo.
I believe that is correct. So that's our
Makes
Andor
sense.
series. So the ship could be, are we getting a Luke Skywalker series? Are we getting wait, no, weren't we getting a
Cassian?
No. There was I could have swore I remember something now. It was like the space cops. It was like, remember in The Mandalorian where there are the space cops and they, he landed on the planet and there's like the ice things and whatever and there's the space cops. The cops. Space cops? I don't know how to explain this.
Yeah.
Space cops. I believe there's a Space Cops Star Wars series or something. If I look up Space Cops, nothing's going to come up. But that's what I'm looking up.
Oh, is that the Rangers one? The one that,
Yes,
that I was like, it looks like Buzz Lightyear? The Rangers of the New Republic one?
Yeah, that's Space Cops.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Totally not
Okay.
Space Cops. That's Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger of the New Republic.
I see.
The,
Wow.
There we
logo,
go. So
the logo looks like Buzz Lightyear's wings
yes,
to me. That's
well,
why.
it also kind of looks like Top Gun.
Oh, a
But
little bit.
I-
Yeah.
I think that's probably what that is because they were in TIE Fighters as well, if I'm not mistaken. So
Nice.
that's the Space Cops.
Space Cops. Bad boys.
Bad boys, what you
gonna
what
do?
you gonna do?
No, we don't need more copyright strikes. Last week was enough.
I mean, we started out with the final countdown on this episode, so
which
we're
was
already at
dead
2.
on, by the way. Dead on.
Exactly. And the It's Corn is copyright now, I'm sure.
Well, it's got the juice. I mean,
What can you do? You
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
imagine a more wonderful thing.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, above Eric Tan's tag and Andor.
And then Monsters, Inc. apparently telling us that they're finally getting rid of Mike and Sully to the rescue. They're moving it over to Pixar Pier, and they're giving us something else in that building.
Roller coaster type. I can't talk. Roller coaster tycooning it up and just picking and dropping.
It's super easy. You just need a big crane.
Yeah, big crane.
Yeah, that's how it works.
100%.
Or you get Ant-Man to get all big, and he just lifts the building and puts it wherever it needs to go.
What if
Or
he
why
just
can't he-
touches the building and shrink it?
I
Yeah,
was
there
going
you
to
go.
say.
Shrink the building with PIM particles. Come
Right?
on, Heyzen.
You know what? I mean, they're super close. They got the kitchen right there.
Exactly.
They can do it. All they need to do is point the laser in a different direction.
There we go.
I
Perfect.
mean, we're just giving them ideas at this point.
Well,
They need to give us a
exactly.
paycheck.
We're
They really seriously need to give us a paycheck. All right, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Above that, of course, Wakanda Forever. It's Black Panther's logo. We knew that was coming. That film is highly anticipated by a lot of people. Right above the submarine, we have... What are those things? There's one on the opposite side, too.
So the one that we're looking, these are, I believe this is from Turning Red. I believe that's May, or the panda statues from outside
from
Okay.
outside.
Yeah,
Okay,
outside I
nice.
believe that's what these are, the panda statues.
Yeah. That's
from
cool.
Turning
All
Red.
right. I
So
like it.
some Turning Red content, Turning Red.
Nice.
Disney Plus series. I don't know. Turning Red.
That makes sense.
To the parks, Turning Red. I mean, there's only so many things they could do. Turning Red cruise line. I don't know. Like there's so many things that you could do. Turning Red.
Giant
pajamas.
panda coming to the parks. Confirmed.
Oh.
You know what? Remember when they were doing the big walk around, hairy feet and hair like and hands? That's
There you
what
go.
it was for. Not Incredible Hulk. Not
Boom.
yeah. Star Wars. It's May.
This is what they were testing it for. All right. So looking at the poster, we're gonna go left towards Mickey. Obviously, this is super easy. This is Michael Jackson trying to climb a rope.
Done. We're done. We don't have to talk about it
In
anymore.
tan
You don't have to talk about it. That's in tan pants. Look, this is the Moonwalker video.
Michael Jackson's famous tan pants. And
That's right. This is from
Tan
the
hat.
Moonwalker video. You don't know.
Yep.
Maybe he was going to do some dancing or something. I don't know. Who knows?
all right, let's be serious. It's Indiana freaking Jones.
That's
Finally.
right.
It's Indiana Jones, which is funny because it's Indiana Jones in the pose from the attraction.
Right.
Hanging on the rope. Now, it's probably more just Indy 5 is coming out, and they'll give us an official date on that. But one can dream.
But
that
what do
they,
we really want this one to be?
That they take that black hallway and put something
The
in it,
full
like it is
refurb.
yeah, full refurb, and then they put that smoke ring thing from Tokyo in there because that's what I really want.
Yep.
Or a Sala animatronic. That's what I've always said. Like it's dark and then Sala pops out a door, like "Hello, my friends," and then you keep going this way.
And if you need the voice, we got you covered, guys.
Well, if Bob Jones is too busy, call him first. But then
No,
if
he's busy.
If,
He's busy.
You know, if he's
We've
busy,
already
then you can call
determined that
me.
he's
It's
busy,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
We've determined that he's
then I
busy.
would not. I would not feel bad.
And he left a voicemail saying, "Oh yes, I would love Andrew to be the one that does it."
Fantastic. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Perfect. We're set. Okay, so right above the stone statues from Turning Red, we see Aladdin's lamp, the genie's
So,
lamp.
of course, this means Aladdin Musical Spectacular coming back to California Adventure.
Confirmed.
This is how rumors get
confirmed.
But
know,
you
who knows?
notice
It's-
that the genie swish, okay? There's a genie
goes-
swish that looks like
Uh-huh.
it's like a bunch of stars, and it's kind of like swishing behind and stuff. But it's swishing right past Elsa. So
Yeah.
is this the genie's way of saying, "Get out of my way, I'm coming back to the Hyperion"?
Would be nice. I sure
like
hope
that.
My favorite thing that has ever existed, Aladdin the Musical Spectacular. This would be the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, I'm not getting my hopes up. I doubt this is happening. But wouldn't it be nice?
Okay, but right above Elsa is Elliot. So the genie saying, "Come along with me, you big poofy dragon. You're part of my show now."
It's Aladdin Musical Spectacular plus Elliot.
Featuring
that's
Elliot.
cool.
Confirmed.
Featuring Elliot. Womp, 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 womp.
Yes.
That's my Elliot impression.
Yes.
Hey, look, we just
Genie and
tackled 3 of
Elliot.
them.
It's
There's an
like
Elsa
Laurel
thing,
and
there's an
Hardy,
Elliot.
but Genie and Elliot.
Genie and Elliot.
Aw.
Yes, confirmed for the Hyperion.
Confirmed, exactly. Also next to Elsa is Mulan, Fa Mulan, holding sword.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know Mulan series on Disney Plus.
That's right.
I'm gonna say it for everyone. It's gonna get tiresome, but I'm gonna say it for every single one.
Right.
Yeah, and Pete's Dragon 2 for Disney Plus.
That's right. Above that,
And
on the
Frozen
peak
3 for
of
Disney
that
Plus.
spire, yeah, we have a Pixar Ball. So Pixar Ball, the series, coming to Disney
For
Plus.
Disney Plus, exactly. Pixar Ball series.
The
Yeah.
whole series is the Pixar Ball rolling through America.
You know what?
Oh
That'd be
They've-
fun. Oh my
They've
gosh.
done more with less.
Yeah.
It's just going through every scenario that every Pixar film has been in, and it's just rolling around everywhere.
We had
That's
a
the
TV
entire
show based
series.
on the Geico Cavemen. I think we can do a Pixar Ball series.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. You know, we skipped over one of the most important things on this tower here, right under Mulan, above the genie. We have one of the gargoyles from the Haunted Mansion. There's also another one on the opposite spire.
And they're holding 2 candles each. That means 4 Haunted Mansion series on Disney
series
Plus.
coming to Disney Plus confirmed. 4
I mean, they
seasons of it.
could take 4 stories.
I mean,
And then
you could
make
do
4 more.
100. You could do 100 Haunted Mansion
Oh, yeah.
series on Disney Plus. But anyway, I ruined Heyzen's speculation. So go ahead, Heyzen.
Look, I like those speculations. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, anything Haunted Mansion, I'm like all over. But I mean, we do have enough news confirming that we are getting a Haunted Mansion movie. So this could be the time that we finally get, extended footage, an extended trailer or something like that.
Trailer, date.
That's gonna be great.
Danny
A
DeVito
date
will
would
be
great.
there.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Or we could be getting more Muppets Haunted Mansion, which I would also be totally for.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's under the second gargoyle statue. What is that tiny? What is that like?
That
a
is-
key from
No.
Galaxy's Edge or something?
No.
This one's easy peasy. Melissa knows it. You take it, Melissa.
That is the Sanderson sisters book. That is
I need to start
Winifred's book.
zooming into these. I'm like looking at the entire poster, and I'm
You're like, what
looking at
is
these
it?
little teeny things?
You're like, what is that?
Okay.
That's
It
I
looks
see
like it if
golden
you zoom
ridges.
in.
Is that a cinnamon toast crunch? What is that? We got
Nice.
cinnamon toast crunch the series confirmed.
Nice, I like it.
No, so that's Hocus Pocus
What?
2.
So I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised
obviously.
if they made an appearance.
Hocus
Hocus Pocus, the series, coming to Disney Plus, confirmed.
The Adventures of Danny through 4th grade or whatever. Who knows?
Ooh.
Oh, it's just
All
the
right.
devil from Hocus Pocus. He gets his own, or the bus driver or something. He gets
The
his own
bus
series.
driver.
Everyone
Bobble,
gets their
bobble,
backstory
I'm
told.
in trouble.
Everyone, including the candle, gets a backstory.
It's just
Right?
the skeleton band and what they do not during Halloween.
Okay. To the right of the book, we see Spider-Man hanging down.
Spider-Man, yep.
Yes. Are we getting more Spider-Man's movies?
By Spider-Man the
This
series on
is-
Disney Plus.
this
That
is
one
the-
can't happen.
Was it Tobey Maguire or was it Andrew Garfield that came upside down and got kissed?
That was
Tobey.
Tobey Maguire.
Maguire,
That's
right?
in the first
Mhm.
Spider-Man movie.
So, I
So
mean,
it's
does this
interesting.
mean that we're getting Tobey Maguire back?
I mean, that's just a classic Spider-Man pose, the upside-down hanging thing. So, I mean, who knows? There's been a lot of rumors about what what they're doing with the other Spider-Man characters. So people are like, oh, well, there's going to be just a Tobey and Tom Holland movie, or Andrew Garfield's getting Spider-Man 3 and blah, 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 blah. It's all speculation right now, so I'm going for Spider-Man the Animated Series on Disney+.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are also celebrating Spider-Man at the D23 Expo with
that's
his
right.
own panel this year. So it could just be the celebration of the anniversary of Spider-Man.
What is it,
Yeah.
70 years or something like that?
Something like that. 60?
Something like
60th
that.
anniversary?
I think 60.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe Spider-Man 70. I'm just going to, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure 60. But yeah.
It's probably
So it just could be the celebration. Over the back wall, to the left of that, behind the Nautilus getting strangled by this Kraken and this, like, plant at the bottom. Very interesting logo. Very interesting indeed. Doesn't matter if you call it the SEA or you call it C. Looks like we're getting the Society of Adventurers and Explorers, or Society of Explorers and Adventurers. It's coming to Disneyland, confirmed.
Hey.
They're already kind of there.
Well, don't we already have
in a larger capacity?
There's going to be a stage show at Adventureland. There's
yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Tap dancing.
You know, it's funny because I had seen some photos not too long ago of the stagecoach that was right at the entrance of Galaxy's Edge, the one that said like Jay Chandler, and it had like the like the wed Easter egg on there. I think it was removed recently.
The whole thing or the crate?
I think I think they were prepping to remove the whole thing. I haven't seen any updated photographs, but if anybody's been there recently and you can confirm whether or not they removed the whole thing or not, that'd be interesting.
I will be there in have this after this
3
announced
days.
Tomorrow.
In
I will be there on
2 sleeps,
Thursday.
I will be there.
And 2 sleeps. I'm so too excited to sleep.
Well, you need to sleep or else you're gonna poop out. No,
I
that's
do
what the
need
Coke
to
is
sleep.
for. Never mind. That's what the Coke and churros are for. You'll be fine.
Yes, exactly.
And chimichangas.
And the
Chimichanga.
chimichangas.
But
Nice and crispy.
We've had what is it? Jon Favreau doing a Society movie? Is that who it is? Or Society? Somebody was attached to some sort of C project. I know we had that Magic Kingdom series or film or whatever announced at one point too. There's so many different things that were speculated upon. I can't remember what's been announced and what's just rumor.
Yeah. Well, Ron Moore, I think, was the one that was developing the TV show for Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Is that who's okay? Then he was on the Magic Kingdom thing or the Kingdom Keepers or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Or the TV show based on just Disneyland or something. It was some weird thing like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be happy with anything. There's so many rich characters that you can expand on within the SEA.
Literally. Barnabas T. Bullion, lots of money. You got, they're so rich. You got Harrison Hightower, so much money.
That's right.
I don't know. That's the two.
You can't go wrong. And I mean, just expanding the lore. I mean, if you have an opportunity, go back and listen to the series that we did about the SEA. We went through all of the primary characters, and we did our best to connect the dots between all of them because there's a lot.
There's a lot, and then in between that, and then there's a lot of that, and then in between all that. That's pretty much the rabbit hole.
I forgot. I think it starts at like episode 350. And then it was, I forgot how many parts it was. It was
6.
It was a good amount. It was like 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 6.
But I want to say it was like episode 350 or something where we first started it because I remember it being a fairly round number. But all right, let's finish up this poster over here. What is the symbol underneath the SEA logo?
That would be Shang-Chi.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, so Shang-Chi series coming to Disney Plus confirmed. Sweet.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, the Legend of the 11 Rings on Disney Plus.
Ooh. What
That would
happens
be
when
cool.
the rings
Shang-Chi
get
finds
siblings?
a new ring. Yeah.
Get a new
yeah, who
sibling.
knows? Yeah, and then I think we're kind of working our way on this tower. We got Rapunzel's hair kind of coming down in between these tentacles coming out of the tower.
Yes.
Is that what that looks like
Yeah.
it to me anyway?
Yep.
That's what it is.
So Tangled 2, I don't know, on Disney Plus. We already had a Tangled series on the Disney Channel, so I can't make that joke. I mean, it could be just Tangled series coming to Disney Plus.
Tangled shorts. There you go.
Hey, don't get your shorts in a tangle. To the left of that, we have Vanellope von Schweetz. So, that means
Wreck-It Ralph
Francis
attraction coming to California Adventure
Tomorrowland.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
We could do
Vanellope,
Ralph Breaks
Sugar
the
Rush
Internet
the
in Tomorrowland.
series.
Or
Sugar
we
Rush
could
the
convert
series on Disney
Autopia to
Plus.
Sugar Rush.
Ooh.
We can
Yeah.
convert Autopia to Sugar Rush.
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think we're getting any Tomorrowland announcements at D23. That's
I
my speculation. It's not gonna happen.
You know what?
Because they hate us.
You know what? I think I guess it's more Fantasyland than Tomorrowland. You're right. We're not getting any Tomorrowland.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
Ain't us. Okay. Anyway, same tower. We have Tiana there kissing a frog. That is, of course, Tiana the series on Disney Plus.
No, that's because of the re-theme of Splash Mountain.
She's coming to the bayou.
I mean, both. There's
Yeah.
two. Both of those things are true things that are happening.
Yeah. That's true. She is getting a series, so yeah.
Yeah. And then above that we have a dragony looking thing, and I believe, if I'm
That's
not
Queen
mistaken, that
Narissa.
is Enchanted, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Queen
Oh, I
Narissa.
totally
So-
forgot.
Enchanted 2
She's got that
is
crazy
announced.
looking head thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Enchanted 2 has been announced, so that's what that's got to be. Did we finish it? Oh, no. We got
I think that's everything.
the top corners. We missed the top corners.
yeah. So the
Wait,
top
wait.
corners.
Oh.
Yeah. We have in the upper left we have a shield representing Captain America, and of course the opposite side we have a giant donut representing Homer Simpson.
What did
This
I
is
say?
an interesting one.
Homer and Deadpool. Come on. I'm just kidding.
Homer and Deadpool. We talked about this.
Same person.
Deadpool gets Cap's shield, and
You've never
they-
seen
yeah.
Homer and Deadpool in the same place at the same time,
Nope.
have you?
I've-
Same guy.
Not once.
Same guy. Yep, same guy.
A lot of people saw Cap's shield. They're like, Rogers the musical.
That would be beautiful.
Move over, Genie. Cap's coming to the Hyperion.
How about we put them all in the same show? Rogers
With
and
Elliot?
Genie and Elliot and Elsa. Why not? Elsa could be there too.
Yeah.
All right, fine. It'll be a quadruple feature.
Exactly. They're all 5 minutes each.
Yep.
Just back to back to back to back.
So this donut,
I think that's a donut.
is kind of cool, and it's kind of interesting because if this poster is just a celebration of all the properties that they've acquired, and we forgot Pooh, kind of floating around over here.
Don't forget Pooh.
Yeah, we forgot Winnie the Pooh floating around.
A
Oh.
So yeah,
little red balloon.
If this donut is just a representation of just one of the properties that they've acquired over the last 100 years, that's cool, but I think the deal with Universal also ends in a year or two. And in those 2 years, they're basically going to have to get rid of Springfield at Universal Studios. Does that mean that we're getting Simpsons stuff in the parks?
Who knows? I mean, they could re-up that agreement with Universal. It's really unsure. I mean, it's kind of weird to think about putting Simpsons in a Disney park at this point, just because it's been a Universal attraction. Now, granted, I would love for the Simpsons ride to go back to the Future like it was, like that'll ever happen. But Back to the Future, great property. I would love it to just come back. Back to the Future is great. But it's going to be an interesting thing if that comes to fruition. Where would it go? It's outside the realm of things, because you can't put Homer in Toontown. Like,
Why not?
You know
Why
what
not?
it means, right? You know what it means, right?
What? Homer,
Disney
the series
Forward
on
third
Disney
park
Plus.
confirmed.
Confirmed.
Hey.
Yes, it's going to be the third park over in the Toy Story parking lot. That'll be the others park. That'll be where the Simpsons are and I don't know, Alien and Predator and stuff. Titanic the ride.
If Roger Rabbit has taught us anything, it's like anything could happen. So why not just, I don't know,
Just like
Throw
just
Homer
Claire,
somewhere.
Dale taught us that recently.
that too.
Clarabelle's ice cream parlor, and then like Moe's Tavern, and
Like-
the Quickie Mart,
Great.
and then Mickey's house, and
I mean,
I don't know.
if you were going to go to Zany, I mean, that's the only place I could think of. Are there anything else? Not Fantasyland. No.
it would have
no.
to be DCA. It would be
Yeah.
where Monsters Inc. is. Like that would be
Oh, yeah.
the only place that would like really can be kind of its own little mini land where Monsters Inc. and Filler Magic and 2 empty sound stages are.
Not going to lie. Moe's by the water would be really pretty, too. So, I don't know. We're just throwing out wild ideas.
And
not
that's
like
where
Disney
Hank Azaria
listens.
can come in again.
Hey.
We have it all figured out now. I mean, it
Yep.
could go where Monsters Inc. is right now. We've already determined that's going to get moved by Ant-Man.
Mhm.
Pick
So
that
we're gonna
up,
have that
boom,
giant
flop it
space.
over.
They do have that big
Mhm.
warehouse full of Marvel merch in that area as well. So they
And
have
then
a
a
whole
quick
building
service
that they can
restaurant
use for
building.
it.
There's two
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah,
There's
they
the
are.
other building
That's
where
true.
the like the is
Where
is
Flynn's
Carol
Arcade still
Danvers
is?
yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know what's still back there is the quick service restaurants from DCA 1.0. Those are still in
Dude.
there.
See,
The
all you
signs
have
are
to do
still
is
there.
all you have to do is remove all the walls, and then just spruce it up with some new Simpsons stuff.
Burbank ice cream, folks.
Dude.
It's
I mean,
there.
look, I think they
that's
should
one of the
just give
ones.
us free range. Just give us a budget and just tell us what to do. We'll take care of it.
It'll be fine.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Just let
it'll
us
be
know.
fine.
We got plenty of time. Well, I will quit my job if you
Exactly. If we can dress up TCA.
Hopefully my boss does not listen to this.
I think your boss would understand that you needed to
Yeah,
take a
she
sabbatical
would.
to dress up
Okay,
DCA.
I will- Yeah, I got to take a year off to put the Simpsons into California Adventure.
Yeah, she would understand.
I think so.
So that's the poster. We posted it over on Discord. Hopefully we got everything right. Obviously we
And
don't
if you know what that monkey is supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Still a little confused about what that is.
It's the monkey.
I mean, the only thing I could think of was Phantasmic, but I don't know.
Oh, one of the glowing monkeys.
Is
The
it?
dancing glowing monkeys.
I mean, it
there is
could
an
be.
orange one with a green face.
Oh, then there you go.
That makes sense. I'm going
Who
with that.
knows?
Okay.
I'm going with this. I think Mel has the best answer on this one.
So, Phantasmic Monkeys, the series on Disney Plus.
Hey.
It's confirmed. The
I would
dancing
100%
monkeys from
be
Phantasmic.
behind that.
Confirmed.
Me
That's
too.
one of my favorite parts of Phantasmic 1.0.
Oh, man,
One
this is
episode
gonna
for
be
each
great.
monkey.
Exactly. I think there we go. Perfect.
So that's it. Yeah. I hope we got everything right. If we get an opportunity to collect some of these posters, hopefully, if you were unable to go, we'll be able to collect a couple extra to be able to give away on the podcast later. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about what we think is going to come to the parks, considering some of the announcements that we got back in 2017. We'll talk about that in a moment. But before we do, I do want to remind you that this episode of Podketeers is brought to you by a fantastic group of listeners known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. If you want more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, you can head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, and some info on the FGP Squad. Being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks like access to additional content over on Patreon, like the Podketeers After Show, access to our happy hour calls, random giveaways, discount codes for Podketeers gear, first dibs at new stuff that we release, and a special section of our Discord server, just to name a few. So again, if you have any questions about the FGP Squad, you can either send us a message over on Discord, send us a message on Instagram, but you can always head over to podketeers.com/FGP for more information. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support.
And this week's special shout out, FGP member Albert. Albert, yes. Oh, sorry, I did it before the drum roll. Albert, thank you for being an FGP squad member. Thank you for being a fairy godparent.
Yes.
That's yeah. Thank you, Albert. You're such a cool cat and a kitten and a kitten.
He's gonna love that.
Tiny
you know what,
cheetah.
Albert? I don't know. He's got the juice. That's all that's in my head.
Corn.
All right, so yeah, I hope you have a corntastic day.
Corntastic. He's got the juice. All right, so it was a couple expos ago. The 2017 Expo, I think, was the one that had some of the biggest changes, some of the biggest news when it came to additional lands and additional properties coming to the parks. That's where we got the announcement for like Galaxy's Edge, for instance. So a couple of really big things that were happening. The 2019 Expo had a lot of announcements, and over the course of the years that followed that Expo, obviously the pandemic was a big reason why a lot of those things didn't happen, but we still haven't seen a lot of the changes that were promised at that one. For instance, the e-ticket that's coming to Avengers Campus, right? That's still up in the air. I'm hoping that at some point we're going to hear a little bit more about this new e-ticket on Avengers Campus. We'll get an opening date. We'll get some more news on it. Last time when we got some of these bigger announcements, Disney was in the park wars because at the time, Universal had just opened the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and there was all these new lands and attractions that, were really exciting, and they were really different to what was already out there, including in Disney parks. Super Nintendo World is scheduled to be opening 6 to 8 months from now at Universal here in Hollywood. What do you think we're going to hear this year, if anything, that would compete at Disneyland the way that Galaxy's Edge competed with the Wizarding World and these other properties at other locations?
Gosh, I'm drawing blanks.
Yeah.
I am.
Realistically, I think you've hit the nail on the head there with the Avengers e-tickets. The only thing that there is a spot for something to be. I mean, we have a Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway coming to, and the entire Toontown redo coming in a year's time or so. And we have, that expansion pad for the Avengers e-ticket. There's a couple other expansion pads that aren't being used currently that something could go. There's a supposedly a little bit of room in Cars Land for expansion, a small attraction. There is the rumor of the Pixar Pier. There's a small expansion pad near there, and then the Galaxy's Edge expansion area up behind between Galaxy's Edge and Toontown. I think are the few spaces that are left besides doing Tomorrowland or, getting rid of the lagoon in Fantasyland and putting something there or bulldozing something else. Those are, I think, the few things that they could, use right now without having to get rid of anything.
Or they could just bring back Paint the Night. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those
Maybe that's
big
what
announcements,
Elliot's,
right?
That's what Elliot is. It's going to be just Elliot in Paint the Night, and then
Yeah.
it'll be Paint the Night with Elliot.
Main Street Electrical Parade, I think, ends its current run on the 16th of September, doesn't it?
I believe so.
It's either this first or second week that it ends its current run. So it's going to be glowing away forever, at least until next season.
They didn't say forever this time. They said for the season.
Oh, okay. They finally
They
caught
didn't say
on.
forever this time. They
didn't sell
figured
light
it
bulbs
out.
this time. I get it.
No.
So we know that it's going away. And so this is a perfect opportunity for them, you're right, Mel, to bring back Paint the Night or any type of other nighttime parade. Also, Mickey's Mixed Magic got like a week in the parks before it got shut down? Like, it didn't run very long.
Not Mickey's
Oh, I'm
Mixed
sorry. That's
Magic.
the fireworks show.
You're talking
Magic
about
Happens.
Magic Happens.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Magic Happens. It only got like a week or two in the parks before it got shut down for the pandemic. So
I've had some insider info that is rehearsing right now. I think it's coming back at some point.
Nice.
But this is a little sort of inside. Anyway, I've got a friend of a friend of a friend that possibly is rehearsing for it currently. But we wouldn't see any of this until after the holidays anyway, because we've got Halloween. They don't really do parades during the Halloween other than the Halloween parade, and then Christmas Fantasy in the Christmas time. So we probably wouldn't see this until January at the earliest, but then again, they don't run parades as much, so it's probably more of a spring
break. Yeah.
When we're probably realistically
February,
going
early
to
March again.
Yeah,
which technically is when it launched before it got shut down. It launched.
It was
in
like
early
March, right? It was
yeah. So yeah. Well, it would be nice to see either one of those back. My wife and kids had an opportunity to see Magic Happens like the last day that it was in operation. So I have seen it at this point because my wife recorded the entire parade. I was supposed to go the next day, and then they shut things down. So I never had an opportunity to see it live. Paint the Night I would love to see come back, unless they want to replace it with Dreamlights. Totally cool with that as well. Those floats are super awesome. The Avengers e-ticket, like you said, does seem to be one of the biggest changes that I think we could get an announcement for in the park. But there's been some speculation that in the back area of Fantasyland, where they had the old motorboats, that they could be building something back there. There's Fantasia Gardens. Fantasia Gardens and everything that's back there could be leveled out, and it could be rethemed with some kind of frozen village or something like that, like Arendelle. And considering that it would be so close to the Matterhorn, it kind of makes sense that you have like ice and everything around it. Obviously, the Matterhorn is nowhere near Arendelle, but I mean, you suspend your belief, right? It's Disneyland.
Arendelle doesn't have a monorail running through it either, but
this one does.
For this
is the new and improved icy monorail,
and it's gonna be loud.
Yes.
Womp womp.
Let's see. We talked about Indiana Jones hopefully getting some kind of update when we were going through the poster. That's one that I would like to see.
Please.
I'm not as big an Indy fan as you both are, but I would like to see some upgrades there, especially considering that we're getting at least something done to the Tarzan tree. You know, we've speculated that that's Encanto. Yeah. So Encanto coming to the parks. If we had some kind of version of Casita, you know, we speculated that would possibly be somewhere like by Rancho del Zocalo or something. I mean, what other Encanto properties could you see coming into the park, and where would you place them?
The only weird spot that is kind of a dud spot that you could probably fit something in there is the the Fairy Grove, whatever that is, to the right of the hub.
Pixie Hollow?
Pixie Hollow, yes, thank you very much. There's a nice little chunk of land there that, you know, can be a little meet and greet spot or be a little, you know, something or another. Pixie Hollow really doesn't fit in with being right next to the entrance to Tomorrowland, but it's there. It's technically, you know, Fantasyland as well. So that's a small plot of land that, you know, could be pretty easily converted to being a multi-use space or to be an Encanto space in general. That's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Yeah, for Isabella, because she's with all the flowers, and I think she's like one of the most popular costumes besides Mirabelle. So yeah, and they already have the flowers. I mean, it works.
So let me ask you this: what if, given the fact that the speculation behind the retheming of Tarzan's tree is that it's going to now be Antonio's tree and his like tree of life, right, with all the animals and stuff. What if
capybaras and stuff.
the restaurant across from the tree gets converted to casita, and that restaurant becomes like a restaurant, like a Princess and the Frog themed restaurant further down into Critter Country. And Critter Country is just completely gone, and it's like a new bayou section.
Wait, so you're saying Riverbell Terrace, which is across this the way in Adventureland from the treehouse. That's what you're talking about, right? Riverbell Terrace.
Yes.
Or turning
That
it
gets
to casita.
rethemed to casita.
How does that fit into New Orleans Square? Is the only thing. I guess we would just have to theme the
One
back side of
side-
it, and the entrance becomes.
One side looks like the Riverbell restaurant, right?
I
And then
see.
the
So
opposite
it's just
side is just a projection
see.
of casita. It's just a show that happens. Because remember we talked about
Oh,
them
I
doing
see. Okay.
projections? Like, that
Yeah.
would make sense.
Here's my party pooper answer.
No, no
that
party
is-
pooper answers on this
Okay,
one.
fine.
I'm kidding.
Done.
Go ahead.
Okay, we won't talk about it. That is one of the biggest choke points in the park. And if
Yeah.
you were to project a show there on that little tiny walkway, it would be a nightmare. And it would have to be only at night where it's not very well lit in the first place over there. So I do like the idea. I think it's a good idea with the tree being there, but it's like the most unrealistic thing because of how small that walkway is. And even it
Well,
does
then-
sound so cool. Do it somewhere else. Do a Small World. And just casita. There we go.
Well, weren't they
Like
doing
do
the
with-
What if-
Bruno show back there?
They were. Yeah.
They just stopped that too, right? Like a week ago or something?
If not last month, sometime last
Well,
month.
because wasn't the first the big like stop point? I don't know if they extended it, but the electrical parade and the Disneyland Forever and stuff were supposed to end on the 1st. So I don't know if they extended it or not. So it could have been around the 1st when they were, because Halloween starts September 1st.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was September 1st. I had the dates wrong.
That's okay. But yeah, because it's Halloween time now, baby. Even though I might have almost bought a Christmas decoration the other day, but I didn't.
As you should.
I should. Christmas decorations. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas. Go ahead.
No, Christmas before Halloween. Just always Christmas.
But Halloween before
no.
Halloween.
Christmas before Christmas.
And then Halloween before Halloween, except when it's Halloween
Yes.
after Halloween. And then after
then-
Halloween, then you can go Christmas.
And then 4th of July before Arbor Day.
Christmas doesn't come before Halloween. Christmas is after Halloween. So it's the nightmare
Valentine's
after Christmas.
Day, Easter,
Before Christmas, after
Labor
Halloween.
Day,
Boxing
Flag
Day, Arbor Day,
I was just gonna say
Gopher
Boxing
Day.
and Happy New Year.
All right, so we're getting
Before.
off topic here. So you're right. I think we've talked about this before.
Really?
The entire idea of having a projection there, we actually brought that up. I still don't want to give up on that idea. I think it would be super awesome. Maybe even they can incorporate it into Fantasmic somehow, and you just get people to turn around or something. I don't know. But I think the idea
there's a
of-
bunch of different options.
Yeah, I think the idea of animating something to look like Casita would just be super cool.
I agree.
Let's see. Obviously, I think we're going to get some news on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We're getting closer and closer to the opening of that attraction in Toontown. Plus, Toontown was going to get an overhaul. We already had news on Toontown looking more like a park, where you can go with your family to relax instead of it looking like Toontown.
Yep.
I think we're going to get more info on the story for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the retheming of Splash Mountain. And technology-wise, do you think last year Bob Chapek had talked a little bit about Disney joining the metaverse? We had talked a little bit about this in the past and how we thought it would be cool if Disney did some stuff with AR, kind of like Pokemon Go sort of stuff, where you walk around the park and you become friends with different Disney characters. From a gaming standpoint, I feel like a lot of that is going to be fulfilled by playing something like Disney Dreamlight Valley, which just released today, as a matter of fact, as we're recording this.
Yeah.
So the idea of creating your own avatar and like hanging out with Disney characters is kind of that game, right? So I personally can't see myself, like, how do you even implement Disney parks into the metaverse? Like, what would it mean to do that? Like, I've seen what the metaverse looks like, and I know what Mark Zuckerberg looks like in the metaverse, and if that's what we're supposed to look forward to, I don't want any part of it.
I think
Same.
we need to wait until the metaverse is actually a thing that can be accessed by the masses before trying to figure out what we're going to do with it, because right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a concept, really.
Yeah,
You can't you
it's
and
a
I
mess.
can't go into the metaverse at this point. So it's a big overarching, thing that they're trying to make happen, and sometimes you can't make fetch happen. It's just not a thing, and so we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, we have two what'd you call them? The Oculus headsets here. And we use them very rarely. Just we have a Switch as well, and I play that every day, and I'm on my phone every day. But VR is just it's fun, but it's also a lot of work. Man, you gotta stand up most of the time. That's kind of
You gotta
hard.
walk.
I'm
You
old.
gotta move.
You
gotta
bump into
move
walls,
and
you smash TV
yeah.
screens.
My
Yeah.
dog gets under my feet and I fall
Just me?
down. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that happens. Like, it's a lot of work, and I do like VR, but it's going to be interesting to see. VR has to, I think, excuse me. VR has to, I think, get in a better, more accessible place before the metaverse really can take off with the masses. Because right now, I mean, you put on a VR headset, it's still heavy and it's still, not comfortable. You can, it's not fun to wear a lot of the time. The summer, if it's hot out and you got a sticky leather strap on your face, like, there's all kinds of downsides. And granted,
Having
it's fun,
glasses.
but having glasses, yeah. They give you a little spacer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's like a half-inch spacer. It works okay, but it still squishes the armbands in. There's all kinds of downsides to VR. So I think before this is my overarching metaverse speculation is VR has to get in a better place technologically before the metaverse can really take off and be what they think it should be. Granted, is this what people want is, I guess, the big question too.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I don't think it's going to prevent them from making some kind of announcement if that's what they have planned for the future. I mean, we're still waiting for a Mary Poppins attraction at Epcot, right? So they can announce anything they want. Doesn't mean they have to go through with it. But considering that Bob Chapek made such a big deal out of this the end of last year, and then like in January, February of this year, he released his letter to the company where he was talking about his new pillars and everything, and how the metaverse was a big part of the changes that he wanted to make. I was wondering if we were going to get to not necessarily get a launch date or anything for a metaverse, like a Disney metaverse, but more of a, hey, this is what we're planning, take the survey and tell us what you think sort of situation. Tell us what you thought about this presentation that you heard about this new experience coming to the parks, available through Genie Plus for an additional $49.95.
Yeah, it's like, did they not learn anything from that movie or that book, Ready Player One? Like, everybody's inside the thing, and it was like everybody lived in like a garbage pile or whatever. That was no fun. Like,
the Oasis had its special places, okay?
Yeah, but the people lived in real life in a garbage pile. So how about work on making,
But if you could
other
solve
stuff
everything, you're gonna be set for life.
Yeah, the one person.
Well, I mean,
right?
Be friends with.
It's just getting a little matrixy, is all I'm saying. Plug in and
best.
That's the best. You have a bunch of holes in you.
Apparently, we're already living in a simulation, aren't we?
Who knows? I mean, what is life? I think this is getting a little too existential for our Disney podcast.
It is. So there's some of the things that we, well, at least would like to hear at D23 this year. Is there any speculation that you have, anything that you would like to hear about, any rumors that you've heard that you'd like to share? Join the conversation over on Instagram. You can just comment on the post for this episode. But we'd love for you to join the community over on Discord. Joining is super simple. Just head on over to our pinned IG story, click on the Discord link, and you'll be able to join us that way. You can also go to the blog post for this episode at podketeers.com/429, and you can click on the Discord logo on that page. You will also be able to join that way. Any final speculations or any other things that you hope to hear at this expo, hope to experience at this expo before we wrap up this episode?
I hope to hear, you always hope to hear the things you like. I hope to hear something about the Muppets, something big about the Muppets, not some little thing. Hopefully some big announcements about Indiana Jones. The SEAC stuff. It's always fun to hear. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I usually am a little underwhelmed with announcements. I'm never too blown away because I think a lot of them get spoiled early. So I don't think we've gotten too many things spoiled this year as far as I'm concerned, but you never know what's coming. So that's my hopes. I don't know. Something good for the parks. How about they become cheaper? Let's hope for that. Parks, they bring back the annual pass. Annual pass is coming back. That's my number one thing I hope that they announce.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Anything that has to do with the Haunted Mansion movie would be cool. I mean, give us a little bit more, something more concrete. That'd be great. So
dates and trailers and Danny DeVito on a top hat or something.
Exactly. Just give me Danny DeVito. I'd be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, this year it's been a little different for me because not knowing if I was going to go to the expo or not, I felt like I wanted to keep as much of it as a surprise as possible. Whether I was going to go or whether I was going to watch it. I've played a lot of evading posts on Instagram and everywhere just to try to avoid spoilers if any were floating around. But aside from the posts that were coming directly from D23 and from Disney announcing the panels and some of the announcements, I haven't really been keeping up with a lot of the stuff that's happening or a lot of the rumors. And it's been by design because, like you said, Andrew, there's a lot of things that get spoiled when it comes to these things, right? Whether it's movie related or whether it's attraction related. Somebody heard it from somebody, or there's the websites that have the super clickbaity links because there was a TikTok that said it was possibly coming. I wanted to try to avoid as much of that as possible.
You mean a TikTok with an ad over it?
With an ad over it, exactly. Just like Instagram now. I wanted to be surprised, regardless of how I saw the panels or how I learned about the things. It's one thing that I feel would help me enjoy this expo a little bit more, right? Really being surprised about the announcements and the things that are coming, whether it's movies or to Disney Plus, to the parks, whatever the case is. So am I excited to hear about some of the things I already know? Yeah. I think there was a lot of Marvel announcements that happened at Comic-Con that we're going to hear a little bit more about this year when it comes to Marvel. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think since Comic-Con there's been speculation, even we speculated that we're going to hear more about the X-Men and where the mutants really fall in the next phases of the MCU. And then I started thinking about it, and then thinking about it rationally, we're probably not going to hear or see any of the mutants until the next phase, because this current phase, or this next phase that's coming ends in 2025, and the contract or the contracts that Fox already had in place and the contracts that Disney is currently honoring for the same actors to play the same characters from the X-Men universe that already existed through Fox, all of those contracts run out in 2025, and I think they're honoring all of those through that date. So as far as recastings and new characters and all that stuff, I don't think we're going to hear any of that. We might hear about cameos. We might hear about, some of these characters coming to certain movies because of the fact that the multiverse is what it is now, and, all these characters are coming from other universes. That's what we might get. But definitely excited to hear Marvel stuff. Definitely excited to hear what Imagineers have in store. Like the Imagineering Pavilion and the panels with the Imagineers are always some of the best ones. Seeing the new technology and everything is always super cool. The Parks panel, also pretty exciting, but given the fact that the last Parks panel had a lot of things promised and a lot of things that under-delivered, I want to be fair about that one because we did have a pandemic right in the middle of when those changes were supposed to be happening. So if anything, I don't know if we would hear a lot of new things versus hearing, hey, these were a lot of things we wanted to do before but couldn't that are now going to be coming. So this is kind of like take two almost for a lot of those things. Like it could be the second chance that some of those attractions were needing. But overall,
those had a good response then too.
Yeah.
So I think they would be wise to try and make those happen.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, regardless of what it is for the expo this year, Disney news and things that are coming to the parks, new shows, new attractions, and everything. I mean, I'm always excited to hear about that stuff. I love it. I want to see it all. Even if I can't travel to other parks to see it, in the meantime, whatever, I want to see it all, And I'm happy when we get new stuff. I'm excited about what's possibly coming. And, if I do get an opportunity to go and I get to see people that I haven't seen in a long time, then great. And if not, then hopefully I'll see them soon in the parks. But, in the meantime, I want to try to enjoy any announcements that we get from this expo. And just enjoy them like any other Disney fan would. And not have to think about how much it's going to cost later.
That's a tomorrow me's problem.
Exactly. That's a great way to end it. All right, that's it. If you have any speculations or anything that you would like to see as part of this D23 Expo, join the conversation. Hit us up over on Instagram or, again, join us over on Discord. We'd love for you to join the community.
Well, and a Quizneyland coming out this week.
Oh, we got Quizneyland coming up this week. Tell us about Quizneyland
episode 23.
Week,
it's episode 23. That's a D23 episode.
Nice.
It's for learning about D23, stuff about the expos, the events that they've had. So we got a little bit of D23 stuff on our 23rd episode. I 100% planned this when we first, announced the start date of the podcast. This is all what it's been building up to. Totally 100%, not a lie at all.
Yes. Quizneyland show coming to Disney Plus confirmed.
Yeah, please. I will gladly. You got my number, Disney.
That's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
Have a corntastic day.
Part of the Podketeers Network.